Have you ever thought that your AI always thinks your business idea is brilliant? Your pitch deck is perfect. Your plan is flawless. Every single time. When you ask for feedback, it always nods along. Yes, sir. You ask if your idea will work, and it says yes. You ask if your copy is good. It says great. And you walk away feeling validated. And that validation, my friend, that's fake. Your AI has been lying to you from day one, and you didn't even know it. Now, here's what's actually going on under the hood. These models are trained on human feedback. Humans reward agreeable responses. So the model learned, and it learned fast, that being positive gets better scores. It's not giving you expert feedback. It's giving you the feedback most likely to make you feel happy. And that, my friend, is not analysis. It's pure flattery. And flattery dressed up as intelligence is the most dangerous kind. Now, let me show you what I mean. Watch this closely. I had typed into ChatGPT that I want to start a business selling premium oxygen in cans to office workers. Is this a good idea? And the AI, just watch this. It just finds a market for you. It talks about wellness trends. It gives you 3 reasons that this could work. A real advisor would have told me the market is tiny. The margins are brutal, right? And I need to think bigger. The AI gave me a brochure for my own bad idea. Now, here's the other myth I want you to kill right away. You always think that to get honest feedback is to ask for it, right? For example, you would say something like, tell me what's wrong with this. Be critical, be honest with me, stuff like that. That doesn't work. The model is still biased toward softening its response. You'll get one potential concern might be blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to give you 5 paragraphs of encouragement, right? Asking nicely for criticism is like asking your biggest fan to just roast you. And that's not going to happen. You need to change the role, not the tone. By the way, if you like these series, please hit a like and subscribe. It really helps me to make these kind of videos. Now, you might be wondering, okay, fine, this happens. How do we resolve this? What's the technique? So here's the technique, guys. It's called the devil's advocate prompt. So instead of just asking for feedback, you assign a combative role before the question. So here's the formula. You are a skeptical persona. Your job is to find flaws, poke holes, argue against, and then you need to apply this to your idea, your plan, your copy, whatever you are going to ask ChatGPT or the LLM about. That's it. 3 pieces: the role, the mission, and the target. When you front load a combative identity, the model has permission, actually an instruction, to disagree with you. So let me show you the same oxygen can idea, but now with the devil's advocate prompt. I'm going to type, you are a skeptical venture capitalist who has seen 1,000 bad pitches. Your job is to find every flaw in this idea and tell me why investors will pass. Here's the idea. Premium oxygen cans for offices. Just watch what happens. It just destroys it. It gives you things like it's a saturated market. There's no differentiation. There's impulse buy that doesn't repeat. It's low barrier to copy. That response right there just saved me 6 months of wasted effort, guys. Now, here's where it gets more powerful. You're not just stuck with one persona, right? You can match the skeptic to what you're actually testing. So for example, a business idea, you can use a skeptical investor. For a piece of writing, you can use a harsh editor. For a pricing decision, you can use a skeptical customer. For a strategy, use a competitor who wants you to fail. Now, each persona unlocks a completely different category of criticism. one prompt style, but 4 completely different feedback models. By the way, guys, if you are liking this video so far, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this. All right, let's move forward to the third myth. And this one is pretty subtle. Some people try this method, they get some brutal feedback and then just dismiss it, right? They're gonna say things like, oh, that's too harsh. The AI doesn't understand my market, it doesn't make sense. Well, here's the interesting thing. You don't have to agree with every criticism. The goal here isn't to let AI make your decisions, right? The goal is to surface the blind spots you couldn't see because you were too close and too attached to your own idea. Even one real objection that you hadn't considered yet, that's worth 10 sessions of fake validation. Now, you might ask, where does this work? Well, this works everywhere, right? You could test your job interview answers before a real interview. You could test your freelance proposal before you send it to a client. You could test your content strategy before you spend 3 months executing it, right? You could test your email subject lines before you send it to your whole email list. You could test your pricing before you go live. The pattern here is always the same. Find the flaw before the market does. Now, here's your action plan or action step for today. I want you to go back to your favorite LLM. It could be ChatGPT, it could be Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, whatever, right? I want to take that last thing you asked AI to evaluate. It could be a business idea, it could be a piece of writing, it could be a plan, anything. Doesn't matter. Go back to it right now. Add this line before your original prompt. You're going to say something like, you are a skeptical expert in this field. Okay, insert your field. Your only job is to find what's wrong, what I've missed, and why this might fail. Be direct, don't soften it. Just run this command. The discomfort that you're going to feel reading that response, that's the actual growth. Now, you've got better feedback, but the AI is still giving you walls of text that you have to manually format into something usable, right? In the next video, I'm going to show you that one trick that transforms any AI output into a table, a bullet list, a professional email, or an SOP without touching it yourself. It just takes 4 words, all right? I'm going to see you there in the next video. Peace.